This screencast is going to show you how to work with tables in Google Sheets. In this sheet I have some data. I have the amount of hydrogen peroxide in column A, and then I have 3 trials for the amount of oxygen produced in columns B, C, and D. The first thing I want to do is use the average function to get the average of my data. So in column E, in cell E1, I'm just going to type equals average. It's going to pull up the word average, and it's going to start by opening a parenthesis. And then I'm going to click on cell B1, and I'm going to press Control with my finger on the keyboard and drag it across C1 and D1 so that all 3 cells will be averaged. And as you can see up here in the function box, I have average, open parentheses, B1, colon, D1. I need to close that by hitting Shift, close parentheses, and then on the computer I'm going to hit Enter. And that gives me an average of cells B1, C1, and D1. Then I'm going to click on cell E1 that has my formula, and I want to copy it down the whole column. So I'm just going to pull it, and that's going to give me an average for each line, line 2, line 3, and line 4. What's up? So that gives me an average in column E. Now what I'd like to do is put titles and headings. So I'm going to click on 1, and I'm going to insert a row above. And in cell A1, I would like to do hydrogen peroxide concentration, and my units is %, open parentheses, close, hit Enter, and now I need to make the column wide enough to have it, and I want to center my numbers, so I'm going to highlight them, and I'm going to go over here and hit the alignment button on the toolbar, and I'm going to hit the middle, and that will center my numbers. Actually, I kind of feel like doing that for all of my numbers. Now I need a heading for all 3 of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight them, and I'm going to merge the cells, and I'm going to go to Format, Merge Cells, Merge Horizontally, and now I can put in the amount of oxygen produced. And units is milliliters. But I need to distinguish the average. So I think what I want to do is I need to separate these columns again, so I'm going to actually undo that. Undo my merge. Oh. Ooh, that's icky. Let's go back there, and I'm going to, oh, I don't know how I did that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the amount of hydrogen peroxide here, merge these cells, do amount, in milliliters, and then in this column separately I will keep it as average O2. I think I'm going to center everything because I went back enough times that I lost my formatting. So I'm going to center everything. I didn't spell hydrogen peroxide correctly. I fixed that. You need to make sure that everything's correct before you cut and paste. Ooh, I just copied that. I don't want an amount of hydrogen peroxide, I want an amount of oxygen produced. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to put everything in borders, which is right here. Oopsie, not that. Borders. And that is all borders. Now I've got a nice table. I also want to center everything. So I'm going to go to alignment and hit center, and now my table looks really good. But I did forget a title. So I need to add another row above, insert, row above, and I'm going to merge these cells by hitting Format, Merge Cells horizontally, and now I can do Table 1, the effect of hydrogen peroxide concentration on amount of oxygen produced. Alright, so there's my beautiful table. And when I want to copy it into Docs, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight the table I want, just the part of the table I want, just the part of the spreadsheet. I'm going to hit Control C, copy. I'm going to go back to Drive. And I'm going to open a new document. And because I want a title and headings and everything, I'm going to hit Enter a couple times. And then I'm going to hit Control V, paste, and my table is pasted in. Now you may need to do some formatting with this by moving some of the rows over to get it to go back to the way you want it to look. But all you have to do is just click on the line where you want to move it, and you'll see 2 sideways arrows, and that should be fine. I also don't really need this many decimals. So that's how you make a table and cut and paste it into Docs. Also go to your document and rename it. I can name this enzyme table, enzyme data table. And that's how you make a table and insert it into Docs.